The history of Kazakh native land is rich. Ancient cities, great men, events and archaic architectural monuments provide evidence for this. Comprehensive history of Kazakh steppe is an object of interest for Native Land program. The Great Kazakh land, with its vast wide open spaces, is rich in history. Region of Joly, located in the south of the Kazakh land, has witnessed many historical events. Mynbulak, or the Thousands of Springs, this is how this area is called since the ancient times, is located at the piedmont of the Old Karatau, in the upper course of Teres River. Here, the encampment of a Turk Khanate situated, considered as the first Khanate of the Kazakh land. The early descriptions of the Joly region can be found in the oral tradition of the Kazakhs. A San Kaygı who have traveled across the Kazakh Khanate in the pursuit of a paradise corner while visiting Joly described its sappy grass, the taste of its water and the fertility of the land as if it was a paradise. The first administrative division of Joly region started in 1921. The Joly region annexed the Turkestan Republic of Sirdarya province in accordance with the decree on formation of the Kazakh Autonomous Socialist Republic. The official date of the region's formation as a part of Shymkent Oblast is the 3rd of September 1928, and the cession of the land to Jambul region took place in 1951. The natural beauty of Joly is well known. The Karatau mountain range is located on the north and northeast of the region. The Boralday Mountains enclose its western part and Talas Alatau the southern part. That is why the climate there is moderate continental and there are numerous mountain springs in the area. This is where the name Mynbulak, the Thousands of Springs, comes from. Baurjan Mamushuly, a Red Guard colonel, mentioned it in his memoirs. A Second World War's talented commanding officer and writer, Baurjan Mamushuly was born in Mynbulak village of Joly district on the 24th of December 1910, and nowadays the town is named after the hero. His memorial museum was built here, where personal belongings of the glorious commanding officer are stored. The Memorial Museum was opened on the 5th of May 1985. Here you can learn about the heroic military and post-war periods of the commanding officer's life. Each exhibit item is of a historic significance.
Бұл жерден біздің көретініміз Бауыржан атамыздың бірінші рет алған белгісін гвардиялық белгі деп аталған.
Here we can see the first recognition mark received by Baurjan Mamushuly. It's a guard's mark. Here it is. During the war in 1941-1945, he was drawing the road maps himself. Here you can see the maps too. You can see how many times Baurjan Mamushuly has been encircled and how he broke through. And also you can learn about the commanding officer's military tactics. This is his compass and magnifying glass. It is well known that Baurjan Mamushuly left military service as a colonel in 1956 and became a writer. He is the author of the following literary works: Moscow is behind, Our General, Our Family, The Psychology of the War, etc. The first traditions of these books and the manuscripts that he used to carry to the publishing house in his leather case are kept in the museum. The hero's leather case, pencil box, his glass with a silver glass holder and a photo camera are on the same display. Further, you can see Baurjan Mamushuly's overcoat and his walking cane. Most of the items were donated by Mrs. Zeynep Akhmetova, the hero's daughter-in-law.
Мен соны алып барған кезде бірнеше сағат бойы тікемнен тік тұрып, әр затқа жеке тоқталып сөйледім.
I was handing over the objects during a few hours, offering an explanation to each object. There were a lot of journalists, and I wanted the director of the museum to listen to me and to inspect it carefully while receiving the items.
тыңдап, біліп алсын.
Baurzhan Momoshuli's Memorial Museum is open to the public since the 5th of May 1995. From the moment of its opening, the museum became a place of courage and patriotism propaganda for the youth in its own way. The exhibit of his bedroom and office demonstrate the last years of his life. Here we can see Baurzhan Momoshuli's bed. For many years he slept in it. As you may see, there is a special pillow. It was handmade and presented to Baurzhan Momoshuly by his daughter-in-law Zeynep Akhmetova. Baurzhan Momoshuly used to carry his belongings in this suitcase since childhood, when he came to study at the Shymkent Secondary School till the end of his life. This is Baurzhan Momoshuly's private office. Momoshuly's office is an exact copy of his private office at the apartment he used to live. All the furniture objects are original, each of them has been brought here from his place. The desk attracts the visitor's attention the most. You can see a German underwood typewriter that he brought himself from Germany. With the help of the typewriter, he was telling the truth about the war. Next to it we can see a few other objects.
Our
Baurzhan Ata held sacred his nation's traditions and customs. The proof for that is a statuette of a Kazakh tazy, one of the symbols of the seven treasures. Another object of the office is a pencil cup in the form of a boot. All of these items our hero ordered especially for his desk. It would be incorrect to measure the heroism of Baurzhan Momoshuly only by the feat of arms. When the Soviet political system was suppressing people as in a cruel war, the brave battalion commander kept forbidden masterpieces of Kazakh literature. Abay Kunanbayev's and Maghjan Zhumabayev's collections of works in his vault. His library proves his love for reading. The hero used to rest in the armchair to the right from the desk. You can see pictures with General Panfilov and with his children and grandchildren on the left. The dinnerware he had used is neatly situated in the cupboard along the wall to the left. Baurzhan Momoshuly's museum contains 1,200 exhibit items. Most of them are the personal belongings of the hero, and the rest are the vases with his portraits, souvenirs and joined-up photographs. This is not just a museum that keeps the story of a legendary person from a sacred land of Joly, but a place where a flag of courage and bravery proudly flies. Over 3,000 of Joly citizens fought for the country, and only half of them came back. The veterans contributed to the development of their native land. One of them was Tair Tastandiev. Tair Tastandiev was born in Kyzylarek village of Joly region on the 20th of March 1924. He was off at the front at the age of 18 and was rewarded with an order for courage shortly after. He took part in the liberation battles of Donetsk, Voronezh, Königsberg and Crimea. He is a full cavalier of the Medal of Glory. If we know Baurzhan Momoshuly for his courage as a battle commander, Tair Tastandiev is known for his bravery as a private soldier. The two Baturs from the sacred land of Joly worked alone and hard to the benefit of their motherland to rebuild the national economy after the war. Tair Tastandiev was a farm worker on his native land after the war. Joly region is a land of Batirs, and at the same time it is a motherland of eminent people who perform exploits in peacetime, contributing to the community and native lands development. Sherkhan Murtaza is an outstanding representative of the Kazakh literature and a Kazakhstan national writer who was born here as well. He was born in Talapty village of Joly region on 28th of September 1932. His novels The Found Sea, The Son of an Unknown Soldier, The Front Without a Weapon, and Daughter-in-Law of the 41st describe the hard labor at the home front during the war. People call the region of Joly the General's Shore because the generals as Tatebay Dusebayuli, Bakhtjan Yertayev, Yesen Demisinuli, Seyjan Koybakov were born here. The residents of the region consider Lieutenant General Bakhtjan Yertayev the most popular among them, since he significantly contributed to the development and prosperity of Joly region and his native village. Even the head of the state mentioned in his article, Glimpse into the Future Modernization of Social Consciousness, patriotism starts with the love to one's land, village, town, or region with the love to one's small motherland.
2008 жылы күзге қарай еді. Содан кейін ол кісі келіп
The fall of 2008 was close at hand. He visited the area. He said he will come himself. He said this year it was already late to build a bridge in the fall. We shall start by April of the next year. He started works to build the bridge in 2009. He discussed with the region's authorities, called workers from the region and from the village. He started to build the bridge and accomplished it in 2010. Ever since, there is a bridge built by Bakhtjan.
Содан бері қарай мына көпір осы Бақытжанның салғылған көпір етін.
The bridge built by Bakhtjan Yertayev on his native land eased the village's traffic, but was not the only assistance to his countrymen. He put in great efforts to purify water of the Munbulak's numerous springs. Building a mosque is one of the hero's kind deeds who love his country. This mosque was built in 2000 and became a place of worship and mainstay of Islam. It is not a secret who is Lieutenant General's role model.
Міне осындай қасиетті елде туып өстік. Бұл кісінің абыройы.
We grew up on such a holy land. The authority and the example of this man inspired us to many noble and heroic deeds. During the Afghan war, I was leading the soldiers to fight with Bauzhan Mamushuli's name. Bakhtjan Yertayev comes to Bauzhan Mamushuli's memorial complex every time he visits his homeland, and the hero's words he takes as a code of honor. We are proud of this man. May his soul rest in peace. Certainly we cannot follow exactly his example, but let's try it at least. Let's love our motherland and be patriotic like he was. This is a duty of every citizen. One hero follows another hero's example. This is a continuity of generations. This is our national code. At all times, the Kazakhs hand over the memory of the Batirs feats, the people's history, history of the native land from generation to generation. As the president mentions in one of his articles, Little Motherland is a place where you were born and grew up. There are mountains, rivers, narrations and its myth, names of people in the public memory. Joly region has a special place in the history of Kazakh land. So many Batirs were brought up on the fertile land of Joly, and it is considered one of the best places of our motherland.